Hi and welcome to a new video on my channel. I'm Andrea and today I want to show you how to make this beautiful Tunisian crochet wrap that's called the Crisp Peach wrap because of the beautiful colors in the gradient yarn that I used to make it. It features several sections of different kinds of lace made with Tunisian crochet, and I will show you how to make each of these sections in the video today. If you want to get the full instructions to make the whole thing, please check out the description and get the PDF pattern from my shop. As you can see, this is an almost rectangular wrap. The laciness and elegance of this wrap makes it perfect for any special events that you have coming up. So you can make one for yourself or for someone who will, for example, get married soon or participate in another wonderful life event. In this video I will demonstrate how to begin the first section up to the row with the first puff stitch so that you can understand how to work into the different stitches that make up this first section. Then I will show you how to make this 2-row repeat here, and then how to make this 2-row repeat. If you follow along with this tutorial, then you will be able to make your own wrap as wide and as tall as you like using these elements. So let's get started. To make this wrap you will need a cake of yarn of 1000 meters. You can use any yarn. This is a cake with 250 grams and 1000 meters of yarn. You will need a Tunisian crochet hook. For my wrap I used the 5mm hook with a cable. You'll need a pair of scissors and a tapestry needle as always to finish off. For this demonstration I'll use a 5.5mm hook and some microfiber yarn that's about size 3. We begin with a slip knot on the hook. Then we chain 42. If you want to start working directly on the wrap, now you would chain a multiple of 20 plus 2. Keep the loops loose and don't pull back on them because you will be working with this bigger hook into the back bumps of the chains. When you have 42, you turn the chain and then pick up stitches in the back bumps. You'll pick up 42 loops on your hook, and this will be the first row. At the end of the row, we chain 1 and then yarn over pull through 2 to the beginning of the row to cast off this row. Row 2 is where the fun starts. We begin with a 2 together stitch. We insert the hook under the first 2 loops and pick up a loop. Then we have 8 simple stitches. Then we have 1 yarn over and 1 simple stitch. This is the end of the first section, and now comes the repeat section. We have 1 yarn over, 8 simple stitches, then we have 3 together. We insert the hook under the next 3 stitches and pull up a loop. Then we have 8 simple stitches, one yarn over and 1 simple stitch. This is the end of the repeat, and if you want to continue working on your wrap now, you can continue making this repeat starting from the yarn over, then 8 stitches, 3 together, 8 stitches, yarn over and 1 simple stitch. Then in the last section we have 1 yarn over, 8 simple stitches, one more stitch, that's 2 together, And the last stitch, we insert the hook underneath the 2 vertical bars at the end of the row, pull up a loop, chain 1, yarn over, pull through 2 to the beginning of the row. In row 3, we will build upon the previous row. We have a decrease at the beginning, so 2 together, then 7 simple stitches, one yarn over, 1 simple stitch, and 1 more simple stitch. Then we have the repeat section. We start with 1 simple stitch, 1 yarn over, 7 simple stitches, then we have 3 together. Again, we insert the hook underneath the next 3 stitches, pull up loop, 7 simple stitches, a yarn over, 2 simple stitches, and we are done with the repeat. You can continue with your repeats, and then when you're done, we have 1 more simple stitch, 1 yarn over, 7 simple stitches, and now we have 1 decrease, 2 together here, and the last stitch, insert the hook underneath the 2 loops at the end, pick up a loop, chain 1, yarn over, pull through 2 to the beginning. If you want to make a lacier wrap, you can use a slightly larger hook size, larger even than the one recommended for Tunisian crochet. That will make the fabric airy and very nice. We are done with row 3, and now we make row 4. We have 1 decrease at the beginning, then 6 simple stitches, one yarn over, and now we have the trickier part. We have 2 together involving the eyelet here, created by a yarn over on the previous row, and the next stitch. You can do this 2 ways. You can do it on the forward pass or on the reverse pass. In this pattern, we are doing everything in the forward pass. So we pick up this loop here from the yarn over, and the next loop from the next simple stitch, and pick up a loop. Then we have 1 more yarn over and the simple stitch. Now we have reached the beginning of the repeat section, so we yarn over. We have another 2 together, so we have 1 loop here and 1 loop in the yarn over here, 2 together, then 1 more yarn over, and then 6 simple stitches. Then we have 3 together, 6 simple stitches, yarn over, 2 together, yarn over, and 1. And this is the end of the repeat. This is where we begin the last part. Yarn over, 2 together, and yarn over. Then we have 6 stitches, two together, and the last stitch. Chain 1, yarn over, pull through 2 to the beginning. Next row, row 5, is almost the same, except we move these eyelets a bit out. So we have 2 together in the beginning, then 5 simple stitches, yarn over, 2 together, yarn over. Then we have 2 stitches, and we begin the repeat. 1 stitch, yarn over, 2 together, yarn over, 5 simple stitches, 3 together, then 5 more simple stitches, yarn over, 2 together, yarn over, 1, 2. This is the end of the repeat, and then we have the last section. 1 simple stitch, yarn over, 2 together, yarn over, 5 simple stitches, and the last decrease and the last stitch. Chain 1, yarn over, pull through 2 to return. And now I will show you one more row with puff stitches so that you know how to make them. Row 6 starts with the decrease, then 4 simple stitches, yarn over, 2 together, yarn over, then make 2 stitches, and here in the middle we will put a puff stitch. To make the puff stitch, we insert the hook as if to knit. In between the loops, pick up a loop, yarn over, pick up another loop, yarn over, and pick up another loop. You can make 3 or 4 of these repeats. Let's make 4. You don't have to pull on the loops very high, because then you will have a very tall puff that doesn't look great. Okay, now we start the repeat. We have 2 stitches, so 1 stitch, 2, yarn over, 2 together, yarn over. Now we have 4 stitches, 3 together, 4 stitches, yarn over, 2 together, yarn over, 2 stitches, and then the puff stitch is the last one on the repeat. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is the puff stitch, and we continue with the last section. 2 stitches, yarn over, 2 together, yarn over, 4 simple stitches, and the last decrease. Then we have the last stitch, chain 1, yarn over, pull through 2 to the beginning, except with the puff stitches, which I will show you. When you reach the puff stitch, make sure you yarn over and pull through all of the loops of the puff stitch. That's all. Then you yarn over, pull through 2 all the way to the next puff stitch. Make sure you only take the loops from the puff stitch, and so on. Now in the next row, when you reach the puff stitch, you will work into the top loop here. Now you can continue following the pattern all the way to 10 rows, and you will have in total 5 rows with puff stitches. Now I will show you how to make the second section. First of all, let's make a row of simple stitches in between these 2 sections, just like in the pattern, to make sure that we separate these sections. So when you reach the puff stitch, you just work into the top. In the second section, we begin with 2 together and yarn over. Then we have 7 simple stitches. And we have 1 yarn over, 3 together. And we begin the repeat sequence. Yarn over, 7 stitches. yarn over, 3 together, then yarn over, 7 stitches, then yarn over and 3 together. This is the end of the repeat sequence, and the last part we have 1 yarn over, 7 stitches, and the last decrease. The last stitch, and then we return. In the next row we have 4 simple stitches, yarn over, 3 together, yarn over, then 4 simple stitches, and we have reached the beginning of the repeat sequence. We have 3 simple stitches, yarn over, 3 together, yarn over, then 7 simple stitches, yarn over, 3 together, yarn over, and 4 simple stitches to finish the repeat sequence. And then we have 3 simple stitches, yarn over, 3 together, yarn over, and 3 simple stitches. Then the last stitch, chain 1, yarn over, pull through 2 to return. You will add 1 row of simple stitches in between the sections, and I will do that now. For the next lace section we begin with 2 simple stitches, then we yarn over, skip 1, and we have 3 simple stitches, yarn over, skip 1, 3 simple stitches, and so on until the end of the row. Make sure you skip 1 when you do the yarn overs. After the last yarn over, you only have 1 stitch to make, and then we have the last stitch, yarn over, pull through 2 until the beginning of the row. And next row we begin with a yarn over, skip 1, then we have 3 simple stitches, yarn over, skip 1, 3 simple stitches, all the way to the end of the row. At the end of the row, chain 1, yarn over, pull through 2 to the beginning of the row, and keep on repeating these 2 rows until you have about 5% of the yarn left, and then you can add the top border made up of the honeycomb stitch. I will link to another video of the honeycomb stitch because it's very easy, but this tutorial is long enough as it is, so you'll be able to follow along with the other tutorial. At the end, to bring all this laciness together, you can add a band of honeycomb stitches. So you have a simple stitch, purl stitch, simple stitch, purl stitch, and on the next row you have purl stitch, simple stitch, purl stitch, simple stitch to create a solid band at the top. Or you can just bind off directly from the lace. In the PDF pattern you have full instructions on how to continue the first section to finish it off here, and then how many rows of each sections you need to get a wrap like the one that I made, or how many sections to get the width of a wrap that you could wear. You could also use this width and just measure it and calculate how many repeats you want, and then just divide your final width that you need by this, and then you will know how many repeats you need, -1, because you have 1 repeat here on the sides, and you could use the video to make a beautiful wrap. If you want to support me in making more videos, please consider buying a copy of the PDF pattern. That would help me a lot, and it will help me create more interesting Tunisian crochet patterns for you. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and I hope you will make a very beautiful wrap for yourself. And in the future we will be exploring even more lacy stitches using Tunisian crochet. If you want to know when that happens, please subscribe to my channel and sign up to my emails. You'll find the link to my email list in the description, as well as the link to my shop where you can get the full pattern for the wrap, as well as other interesting Tunisian crochet and regular crochet patterns. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye!